Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be going through basically a variety of baby things that you can buy either thrifted or what certain things I bought new and why. So you can get an idea of what kinds of things you might need to buy for your little one and how you can potentially do it on a budget like me. So if you guys have been here before, my name is Kavina and I basically am addicted to thrifting and absolutely love the thrill of finding everything you need for Kavina acceptable prices. So if any of you are thinking about having a child, or you have a child on the way, or you currently have a child and you're getting overwhelmed by all the costs, I'm just going to go through like a few of the things that I've purchased for my bub that's due in September 2020 and go through where I got certain things and why I got certain things and what prices, so you can get an idea of what I've managed to pick up for my little one on a very thrifted budget. Okay, so firstly, one thing to bear in mind for your area is regardless of where you are in the world, I'm in Australia, but wherever you are in the world, Facebook Marketplace is going to be such a good resource for you. And then your local, buy, swap, sell groups on Facebook groups. And then in terms of, we have something in Australia called Gumtree, which is where everyone can post on an app like things that they want to sell. In Canada, I think they have like Kijiji or something like that. And then there's equivalent ones in like the US and Europe and things like that. So whatever your, secondhand sources are, other than thrift stores, those are going to be your main sources of thrifted goodies. And so the first thing I will tell you is to do your research and make a list of what you think you might need. So there's a bunch of basics that a child is going to need in terms of just necessities, and what you deem as a necessity is going to vary from person to person. For example, not everyone uses a bassinet, not everyone uses a crib. Some people co-sleep, or some people just use one or the other and then just transition to a bed. Whatever you consider a necessity, make your list and then do your research as to what it would cost in a store. So that's what I did. So for me, starting off with what I deem to be a necessity, due to medical reasons, I'm going to be having a C-section. And so the doctor has warned me that getting up is going to be quite difficult for me. And so in terms of that difficulty, we've decided to get a bassinet. And for us, it was really important to get a bassinet that has a mesh cover on top, because we have a kitten who will probably be a little bit too friendly and want to say hi to the baby. And we want to make sure that while, those few moments while we're asleep, that he's not jumping into the bassinet and sitting on the baby's face. So in terms of our needs, we looked into a bassinet. Now bassinets, even though they're often only sleeping in there for approximately 3 months before they grow out of it, bassinets can be several $100s. So that was one of the things I looked up, and the ones that particularly with the mesh on top built in, those can be, $200 plus to get those. So I managed to find one on Gumtree for, Facebook Marketplace. So I managed to find one on Facebook Marketplace for $50. And so for $50, it's a beautiful bassinet, which I'll insert here. And it is just perfect for our needs. The mesh unzips and we can put the baby in, and it is very, very light, and so we can just move it around the room as needed. That can also be a place where baby sleeps during the day, because we can just lift the bassinet to where we want it to go. So it'll be super easy. Otherwise it will just stay next to the bed next to me. So that was one of the first things we got for us in terms of our needs, because bassinet was on the list. In terms of after the bassinet stage, we looked into cot or crib prices. Cot and crib prices, let me tell you, it is like buying a adult size fancy bed and mattress. They are expensive. And so we did our research, and we liked the idea of having one that would convert from, you could use it as you could have the crib itself or the cot itself like a normal cot, but then you could also then convert it to a toddler bed. And so the one we liked, which was the, Elite Love and Care, sleigh cot. The Elite Love and Care sleigh cot should last our baby for about half a decade at least, because it will take him through the crib stage, it will take him through the toddler bed stage where he needs like the little railing, which it comes with to keep him safely inside, and then it comes off with the railing so you can just have it like a normal bed. And then you can use it as like a nice like comfy couch area and fill it with pillows if you want him to use it as a hangout area later on after that, if he converts to like a single bed later when he's older in primary school years. So that bed's gonna last us a long time. That bed, I kid you not, we looked up the prices. For that particular brand, it would cost $500 to $600 just for the cot or crib, depending on which country and what you call those. So $500 to $600 for the cot / crib. It has a matching change table, which is beside me. That normally costs about $200. And then it also has a dresser with the drawers. And also you can change the baby on top of that if you want to. And that normally costs somewhere between $500 and $700. So that, if you bought them individually, would be the price. You can buy them in sets for $1,500. So that's insane. We were not willing to pay those kinds of prices. And again, because we did our research, because we knew how much, this set was worth, we just kept an eye out. And you can set up alerts and things like that. And Facebook Marketplace is very good at working out what you're looking up, and it will give you suggestions once you start searching for these things. And we found all three pieces, so the change table, dresser, drawers, and cot, total for $200. And so we picked that up, and it was easy to disassemble and reassemble back in the room. So we were able just to pick it up in our car, and it's brilliant. So for $200, we got three very good pieces of furniture. And you can imagine that, there's not a whole lot of wear and tear in terms of these types of pieces of furniture. The only wear and tear that there was is that on one particular spot on the cot, which the previous owners told us about, the baby had started trying to chew on the edge, which is fine. It's what babies do, and I'm really not fussed about that kind of thing. If that bothers you, it's something to check out, because babies obviously do gnaw on a lot of things when they're teething, and so that was the only thing that was on there. It's barely noticeable, and even if it was noticeable, I honestly don't care. Bargain price, all three pieces of furniture for $200. So that is, in terms of the big items of furniture, that's what we managed to get on Facebook Marketplace. So that was brilliant. Very, very happy with that. Then, in terms of other things, so there's the blue basket, which you can see is quite tall. It goes up to my waist. So we're going to need that for obviously all the burp cloths and, onesies and anything else that bibs that he goes through and, spews on or has punamis and things like that. So we figure we're going to need a basket in here separate from our regular basket in our bathroom, to basically put his more gross items of clothing. And so baskets are shockingly, if you get them new, I think it's been a long time since I bought one, but baskets start at like $20, and to get one that high and that good quality, you're looking at about possibly even $40 for a basket. So a laundry basket can be quite pricey, and so we went to our local thrift store and we got that for $3. So the sticker's still on there, which I need to take off. So $3 for that basket. So utterly brilliant, and it kind of goes with the color scheme that I wanted in here. We just kind of have blue and yellow Winnie the Pooh theme going on here. That was kind of an accident. I've just been thrifting randomly, and I just started to notice that I had a lot of Winnie the Pooh. So that was not intentional. That was just a happy accident. So in terms of things like that, like household items, baskets and things like that, make sure you're thinking about all these things and thrifting those kinds of things. Moving to something that I did not thrift, there's a few things that I put on my baby shower registry. So because there's certain things that, because of the way that babies use them, they tend to go bad, or they're just really not pass onable, is that a word? They're not really something that people tend to sell. So we wanted to get them new. So one of those things is we've been told by quite a few people that baby mittens are almost a waste of money because they either lose them constantly or they fall off and they just don't grip baby's hands well enough. But what I was recommended is these baby teething munch mitts. So they basically are, as the word says, they're teething mitts that the babies can just gnaw on their own hands. I'll try and see if you can see the baby up close. So he just gnaws on it, and it basically, helps soothe them. And obviously, because the amount that they're gnawing on it, which is constantly, all day, every day, you don't tend to find these secondhand. So the good news is these are not pricey. So you can get these two of them for $10 on Amazon, for example, or if you only want the one. eBay also sells them for about $5 to $6 per mitt. So I got those through my baby shower registry. So someone got me one of those, and so I'm very happy with that, because that's definitely something that I just can't find secondhand. So there's that. All right, what's next to my list? All right. Oh, okay. So I'm going to be bouncing all over the room here just because I didn't really know what would be around me. So one thing that I wasn't really finding in thrift stores was a nappy or diaper backpack. So you can find them on Facebook Marketplace occasionally, but I often found that because either people had either not bought them in the first place, or they would have like nasty mold or punamis that had just poopy diapers went in and they just never came out, and they just decided no, I can't do this, and no amount of washing seemed to get it out. I only seem to find gross ones on Facebook Marketplace, where people would warn you. They'd say, look, we can't get it out, but maybe you can, feel free to buy this bag for $10-20. And so it is possible to find them, but I just found that because all of them just had something gross that I wasn't willing to try and fix, I put this on my baby registry. And so this is a nappy backpack, which is basically, because both my husband and I will be using a front carrier to carry the baby, we just want something that we can just easily plop on our back, so we're not, our hands are still free to tend to the baby. So it comes with designated pouches that are insulated for the bottles, if we need to carry any bottles. It has all kinds of compartments throughout the bag to hold your phone, for example. It has it comes with a change mat inside it. So if you need to change your baby on the go, you can just pull this out and use it as a changing pad underneath your baby. And it just has all kinds of compartments to basically keep everything really organized in here, so that if you need to, carry around extra diapers, extra outfits, snacks, bottles, your own phone, etc. There's just basically a million sections in here to do all those things. So this is again on my baby registry, and this was bought for my parents for me for $50. And so this is the Pippi Bear Love is Forever bag. And so it's pretty good quality. It's not, I wouldn't say stellar, that's the only danger. I don't tend to like buying things online like backpacks, because you can never really know how much cushion and stuff is on there. But honestly, it had what I wanted. I wanted a water bottle section for me, because I'm constantly thirsty now during this pregnancy, and I just heard it's going to get worse post-pregnancy. And it just had all the compartments to keep things super organized for us. And we can carry it either by hand like this if we want to, or wear it as a backpack. So it met all of our needs in terms of what we think we might be using this bag for. And so that's what we put on our registry. But like I said, it's worth checking out on Facebook Marketplace or your local places to see if you can just get a nappy bag secondhand. Like I said, I wasn't having much luck. And whilst I could use a regular backpack and things like that, I just wasn't sure if I will need the insulated compartments for the bottles or not, or that wet area. So if, nasty poopy diapers need to go in there, and I, for some strange reason don't have a bag or something to put it in or somewhere to throw it out, it could go into a section that I could wipe down. So that's why I got it. And to be honest, it was more so my husband that wanted it. So kudos to him if that's what he thinks will make his life easier. And so we got that backpack. In terms of carriers, like I said, so we got two. So my husband got, which it's shining in a bright light there, he got the Baby Bjorn carrier. And so he feels much more comfortable with something that he just clips around himself and, plops the baby in, and it works from newborn to older years. So he's going to be using that one that's behind me. I got this one. Oh, and we got that one actually, by the way, for $10. So Baby Bjorn carriers can be like $50 plus easily. You could be easily looking at something like $100 plus for those baby carriers. So definitely recommend looking online for those, because you can usually always find those, especially brand names like Baby Bjorn, for $20 or less. And I've yet to see one that's, broken or anything like that. Like, these things are quite durable and obviously, meant to be quite safe. So baby carriers, definitely try and buy those secondhand, because people have them dime a dozen. Some of them end up not being used very much, because if you don't go out very often, you might not need them. And some people just prefer to hold their baby, which is absolutely fine. And so you'll find that, some of them just feel like they're in brand new condition, which that one definitely does. So that one was very, very cheap on Facebook Marketplace. And like I said, you can tend to find them for anywhere between like 10 to 20 bucks easily. For me, I got a Hug-a-Bub. So for those of you who don't know what a Hug-a-Bub is, neither did I until a few months ago. This is something I also put in my baby registry, because you can find this new, but my mom was insistent on buying this for me. And I think because of the pandemic, she couldn't be here, so she just wanted to know like a couple things that we wanted, and this was one of them. And so she bought this before I could tell her that I was going to thrift it. So Hug-a-Bubs, if you don't know what they are, they're wraps for you to hold the baby, made of fabric. So it's literally just fabric, very, very thick, stretchy fabric. I've never worn it before, and I can try now. But basically, once you get confident apparently in wearing it and wrapping it around yourself, it becomes very straightforward just to put the wrap on yourself and put your baby in. And you can find these on Facebook Marketplace or thrift secondhand places like that, usually for around 20 to 30 bucks. So they're still fairly pricey considering it's just fabric, but brand new, they tend to be upwards of $50. So this one was $50 from Amazon. And the ones online, if you buy them new, they tend to range in price due to slight variations. So there's some that have like not just material, they'll have like an extra part where like the baby pouch is built in and you just have to wrap it around yourself, as opposed to this where you have to make a pouch. So this is like honestly the first time I'm unwrapping this, and so bear with me. I've literally never used this before, but I'll try now with you guys and see how I go. I've watched so many tutorials on how to do this, and we'll see whether or not I have learned. So firstly, so it's a really long, so you can't tell right now, but really this is all falling on the floor. So basically, it tells you to find the middle, which it says you can do by using the tag as your guide. So what they say to do, depending on which tutorial you watch, is to fold it in half so that the tag is in the middle. And bear in mind, I'm 100%, since it's been like a month since I last watched a video on this. I can't quite remember everything. But basically, if this is correct, you basically wrap it around your waist like this, and then bring the two pieces of really long material and crisscross it over your back like that. So crisscrossing it over my back, and then you have these two long scarf-like pieces in front of you. So I might just move this rocking chair backwards so you can see me. All right, so once you have these two pieces over your shoulders, apparently all you do is just straighten out this a little bit so it's not bunched up on you, and straighten up on this. Okay, and then you take these two pieces and put it through this little pouch that you've now made. So I'm just going to put it through the pouch. All right, okay. Then I think I cross it again. Do I cross it again? I'm going to cross it. There's no baby in here. We'll definitely check this out some other time. So then you wrap it around your waist again. And then you can either just tie it in the back if you want, or you can tie it in the front. So I'll just tie it in the front, because again, this is the very first time that I'm putting this on. So tie it and double knot it. And I have to say, like, this thing feels very secure. Like, this is tight, especially since I've double knotted it down here. And then what I'll do is I might just grab like a stuffed animal. All right, so here's my koala. So basically once you have your newborn baby, this creates like a pouch for them to sit in, right? Because they have this pouch that you created here. And so what you do is you just plop your baby in here and you wrap this one around its butt, and you wrap this one around its butt, right? So it already is snug in there, and so baby, you know, you just have him directly skin to skin contact, and apparently it's supposed to, you should be able to kiss your baby's head, so he's right, my koala's right at the right height. And then you have this pouch which you bring up over him, and then it gives him extra holding. And then when, you know, obviously my koala doesn't have legs, but if baby, once he's not in the newborn phase, you can pull out his legs, so his legs can be free out here and legs can be free out here, and you can use these to secure him in. So this is roughly how, and it's very secure, like it's very nice and tight, and it feels like a swaddle for the baby, so apparently they like that. And then you can just go about your day and do stuff. So I really like this one, because I have no doubt that once baby is no longer inside of me, I'll probably want baby against me as much as possible. So that's the Hug-a-Bub. So let's exit baby out of here. There. So that was my Hug-a-Bub. So like I said, you can get these for usually like 20 to 30 bucks secondhand quite easily, and they range anywhere between 50 to like $100. So to each their own, whoever, you know, prefers these ones or those ones, just depends. I like this one because the amount of back support. I have scoliosis, so my back hurts like all the time. And so those ones, I just found that it's basically like wearing the regular carriers that you see. It's kind of like wearing a backpack on your front. And I just find that I think it's going to be too heavy for me with the baby. And so I just feel like this one has more support for me, so that it feels like the weight is evenly distributed, especially since it has like a lot of the weight bearing with all these things that are tied around me. And so as you saw, like, I mean, there weren't that many steps. It took like 3 steps to wrap it around me. I think it'll be scary at first, probably putting babe in there, but apparently it gets easier with time. So I think it's just a matter of getting used to this, but we have both options just in case. So that's that. And so I think, given the length of this video, I think I might stop there for now, just because I'll be doing a whole separate one on other things you can thrift, as well as the clothing, because that was super fun and completely thrifted, and I can't wait to show you that stuff. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos on basically thrifting, what you need for your baby, because I honestly think we're going to be able to do everything that we need for like under $1,000, which sounds like a lot, but when I say $1,000, this is covering like baby's life for like 5 years. So it's, you know, for 200 bucks ish a year, that's not bad. So, especially because we're going to be doing cloth nappies actually. So I bought my secondhand nappies, so I'll be doing a video on how I found my stash of cloth nappies, why we're going to be trying cloth nappies, what I've learned about them, and how to strip and sanitize them if you buy them secondhand like I did. So if you want to see those kinds of videos, thrifting for your baby, cloth nappy, thrifted for your baby, and or how second trimester went, because I'm now in third trimester, and how third trimester goes, feel free to subscribe and tune in to see the rest of this baby journey. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!